What's up, fans? Welcome to M2M Coverage. These are not our normal analysts. Obviously, the Saints got defeated by the Buccaneers, and Kevin, Kim, and Geoff A are both Saints fans. So I wanted to clarify that our usual analysts have taken a leave of absence in light of Sunday's events at the Superdome. Furthermore, we have another rule for today. We will not be mentioning the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the context of their win over the New Orleans Saints because this is not a very easy topic to get over for us Saints fans. I'm barely here. But yeah, and we're here to talk about Conference Championship weekend. We have a Packers fan, Imad. Saeed, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
The Bucks are traveling to Green Bay, and you've been a Packers fan for a long time. You're not a bandwagon. I just wanted to ask you first and foremost, how do you feel about your team taking on the Bucks?
Yeah, I think we have a really good shot. I really like that we got the home field advantage. We haven't had a conference championship at home. Last time obviously was a rough outing for us against the 49ers, but I really like our chances in the snow, and I think our offense has been playing great lately.
Yeah, and Imad, do you know what a Packer is?
Yeah, I think it originated with meat packing company back in the 1920s. Fun fact, I mean, only you have to be from Wisconsin to know that. I just learned it recently.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think any of us else knew that because man, meat packing company, that's a interesting mascot to have.
Yeah, not something you associate a football team with, but that's just how we roll.
Yeah, so this whole segment is supposed to be our conference championship preview. We talked a little bit about Packers Bucks. Going back to the Packers, Imad, how do you feel about Aaron Rodgers and his MVP conversation? You know, Patrick Mahomes has been talked about in comparison with him, but what do you think about Rodgers, just as a Packers fan who supported him for a while?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see him have such a dominant role at the QB position for so long, over 10 years. I think that in terms of the MVP conversation, it's not really a conversation at this point. I think Rodgers has got it locked up, which is something I'm really happy to see. And I do think that drafting Jordan Love in the spring did have something to do with his performance this year. I think he had a chip on his shoulder, and he wanted to prove that as he's getting older, he can still make some of these incredible throws. So I'm super excited to see how he does this week.
Yeah, and my last question for relating to the Packers, what is it like to have a team that you can count on in the playoffs? Because my team can't count on the Saints in the playoffs.
Oh, it's great. Let me tell you. Yeah, having Favre and then Rodgers and growing up in Wisconsin, lucky I don't have to bandwagon and take any flack for that. So eternally grateful for the next couple of years at least until things hopefully knock on wood don't start to go downhill for us.
Yeah, and let me introduce our other two analysts that we have here today. We have Alex McCarver, who is originally a Broncos fan, but now has been accepted to Bills Mafia. Alex, how are you?
I'm doing great. Go Bills.
And Jacob, who is previously a Saints fan. You want to tell us a little bit about how you got accepted to Bills Mafia?
Yeah, so my application processed about a week ago. I have a long record of strong support for teams right as they're about to get to the Super Bowl. So we got that through probably less than 24 hours after the incident that we decided not to talk about. And I'm excited to be a Bills fan for however long this ride lasts.
You only had to fill out an application? They made me fly up to Buffalo and jump through a table in the courthouse. Like,
I think I had some name recognition because this isn't the first time that I've had to switch teams deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, now let's move to a Bills fan's perspective on the NFC, Bucks or Packers. Alex, who would you rather face, assuming you can beat Kansas City, assuming you can get past potentially Patrick Mahomes playing, who do you want to see in the Super Bowl as a bandwagon Bills fan?
I mean, I think the Buccaneers would definitely be an easier option, but as a fan of a team in the AFC East, I cannot support Brady going back to the playoffs. So I got to be rooting for the Packers to make it, even though I think they have a better shot.
And Jacob?
I tend to agree. I'd say the Packers are definitely a harder target. Uh, but I want to see Brady. I want to see Brady lose. I want to see him suffer for reasons completely removed from my new Bills fan membership. So, also rooting for Green Bay in this championship. And if Tampa wins, all the better because then we get to take them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so it seems like we have a pretty uniform consensus amongst diversity of fans here. Now let's move to the AFC Championship preview. The Kansas City Chiefs take on the Buffalo Bills. The Chiefs sneaked out that win against the Cleveland Browns. Let me go back to Alex here. Can you talk a little bit more about what attracted you to Bills Mafia when you were looking for a new team to support?
I've got 2 words: cannon arm. Josh Allen is playing peak football right now. He can fire the ball anywhere on the field like it's nothing. And you have a receiver like Diggs down there to catch it. Cole Beasley and John Brown also, cutting up the field with their routes. That offense has firepower. Not to mention they have talent on every level of the defense. So it was an easy pick.
Easy pick after your Broncos, ended the season the way that they did, played again without a quarterback.
After the Broncos have ended the past 5 seasons the way that they have, yes.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm very interested in joining Bills Mafia, and I'm working on my application to the bandwagon. But Jacob, I wanted to ask you, what kind of qualities do you think they're looking for, and what do you think made you stand out? You recently got accepted after the Saints loss. So how is that going?
I think it has a lot to do just with consistency. And by consistency, I mean consistency in inconsistency. The ability to up and root for another team pretty much the drop of a hat, which is what I've had to do from playoff round to playoff round in 2017, in 2018, in 2019, and now in the 2020 NFL seasons. So you are conditioned the same way that I am, Surge. I'm sure that Bills Mafia LLC would love to have you.
All right, I'm definitely going to be working on my application. And lastly, I'll get back to the Packers fan. Who do you want to see in the Super Bowl, assuming you can get past Tom Brady?
When we get past Tom Brady, I want to see the Bills in the Super Bowl. If my team wasn't so solid, I think I'd be jumping on that bandwagon too. They're a really solid team. I think both of those teams really have a shot at the Super Bowl, at winning it all, right along with us. And so I'm just looking for what's going to be a really great matchup. And I think Josh Allen's playing great. You're going to have a good matchup with Devonta Adams and Stephon Diggs as well if those 2 teams make it.
Yeah, and let's just end this by saying, we all hope Mahomes plays, right? Because that will result in the maximum entertainment. If Mahomes plays, the Chiefs are probably easily the favorite to win the Super Bowl out of these 4 teams. But yeah, these are some perspectives from fans. We hope you guys enjoyed watching. I did not enjoy recording because I'm still getting over the Saints loss. We'll see you next time on M2M Coverage. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel, the M2M Network, for more sports and entertainment content.